Yes, sir. What's up, brother? Welcome. Welcome. Hey, little fish. Hey, one way. Hey, Tiger DT. How you guys doing? Hopefully you are fantastic. Also, shout out to Mr. Spee. What's up, bro? Welcome. Who else we got in here for veterans? I think that would be it just for now. Let's wait for here it is, Mr. Alex. Oh, how's it going, brother? Oh, he's
I'm
muted.
doing great, bro. How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing great, man. I'm long and
Are
I'm
you rich?
short. Close to. If I wouldn't spend that much on stupid shit, I think I would.
Yeah, stop buying windmills and shit, man.
Too much tacos, man. Hard shells. I had a whole closet packed with those.
Oh fuck. Of course you do. Of course you do.
No, just kidding. By the way, guys, the hard shells. No, 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 no. The best thing it's corn tortilla. If you want to store them for the long run, first when they come out of the tortilleria, which is the tortilla store, you know what where they produce it. I don't know if you got those in Canada, but or if you buy them in
We
the
got
packet.
grocery stores.
But did they handmade them or did they put it with a machine, the tortillas?
No.
No, or they just
No.
packed.
Yeah. No
Oh,
no real it's nothing real here, man. It's all garbage.
I'll send you some. I'll send you some. But the point is, well, can I send you some? I don't know. That I
No,
might,
probably not
yeah.
with the food.
The point with the real tortilla is that if you leave it outside, they become cheaps. Like I don't know if you knew that, but they
Yeah,
go
they're too
like
hard.
yeah, they go too hard. So the trick is
Uh,
putting them into the freezer. Put them into the freezer, and then when you want them, you just microwave them for a couple of seconds, and that is fantastic. So no hard shells.
oh.
Yeah. But let me get started because I'm pretty freaking excited. And let me know how are you also doing. But here it goes. I've been looking at a couple of assets, and in between those assets, we've been up and down, right? First of all, let me get started with saying fuck Ethereum, but still that give us a good a good nice run up to the upside. I'm looking for a possible re-entry here. But here's the thing: the market, or I believe right now in the 4 hours, we're seeing everything's freaking unstable. Because if we go and take a look at, for example, where is it? Solana. Right? Dude, Solana. Look at that throughout the weekend.
Bro, what a good trade, man.
What a good trade. Yes, what a
We took
freaking
that
good
trade
trade.
too.
Love it. Love it. And it's been the same area that we both have been looking into, right? I mean, I know there's a lot of going on here. All right, let me just go over close this up. And I mean, it was this box in here, and I cannot draw it because it's gonna bring everything back, right? It was around this box in here with the dynamic reactor, and the order block is at. And if we just bouncing and bouncing and bouncing out of it, and every bounce has been pretty freaking good, to be honest. So
Mhm.
yeah, it's time just for the live session just to get rid of all of this stuff so we can see where we took and that we're just not, adding or removing stuff just because we want, right? I mean, just because. Everything has a purpose. All right, perfect. So now that it's cleaner, all right, I'm still gonna be looking for this next area of entry, dynamic reactor. I think that we're coming back down here. I did not take the short, but still that long is pretty good. Another stuff that I've been looking at, and let me go over my alerts here. It's ton, for example. Ton. I was looking, look at that. Here it is. I was looking at a possible entry somewhere around or whatever it was, right? FOR, flip of the ribbon at the resistance standing. I don't know what the hell did I draw that, but whatever. Oh, come on. Oh, no, there is FOR at the resistance. That's it. Or that should be plan B, I guess. So right here we have our flip of the ribbon right here in our resistance. Well, you can see that I had an alert right there on ton. I have another alert at 180 and 189. So 3189, a little bit lower, way lower right here. And that is taking some profits at 3181, somewhere around there. There we go. So we've been not only having this amazing entry. By the way, this entry was somewhere around this candle. It did not play out exactly as I was looking into it, because that flip of the ribbon took 2 candles right here to play that. All right, so it was around on this candle, along this candle. Not quite remember where exactly. So look at this on the breakout coming back down. Well, TP number 1. By the way, was not taken because this was my entry somewhere around this same area. And TP number 2, TP number 3, and well, I'm still waiting for TP number 4. I'm not know if we're gonna get it, and that has to do with my VRVP. Here it is, where I have some smart money entries, and they're piling up, like 3 of them, right? So I don't know what's going to happen there. I've never seen something like this. It's not like, I mean, it's not like, hey, I mean, this is gold, right? I just haven't looked at something like that and seen the actual played out of it, right? The closest that I have had is like, I mean, right now, right here, and we had a lot of volatility at that area. So I'm gonna be guessing that the same thing we're gonna be doing here. I mean, if we're able to get somewhere around here, we're gonna have a lot of volatility, and then most likely, I would say, well, I'll be calling for a flip of the price action. Going to all-time highs, I don't think so. All right, but at least breaking a downtrend into now maybe a bullish trend. So the next thing I'm going to be going for is adding a couple of alerts. So my first alert is going to be at 313, and for that I'm also going to be adjusting my next TP 313.4, right? But also I'm going to be looking for a re-entry here, and I'm going to be marking that with a not that is this one here? Yeah, here we go. Possible re-entry at FOR. All right, and I'm going to duplicate that. All right, let's clone it. And I'm going to be moving this, and I'm going to be showing you where in a second. And that is because we are about, or we could be having right now, a flip of the ribbon. So this one right here, which is going to be this one right there, it's going to be a dangerous trade, right? So if you're going to be following it, remember that you are jumping into a dangerous trade, and you need to understand what risks are involved in that, which means use a stop loss, manage your risk, and then use accommodate for a better for your setup. Ooh, holy shit. Okay, my dog is trying to climb a ladder. That's new on him, and he always dropped it. And then what is it? Sheesh. Your X leverage, your leverage. Yes, manage your leverage. So that would be basically, yeah, man. Kind of like that. A little bit like that. I think one of his toys went under it, and he's trying to climb it like top bottom or something to get it. I don't know. He's weird. So let's go and bring up all of the things that I have in here. And there it is. Oh, no, there is not it. Here it is. All right, perfect. And this is a liquidity zone. All right, so I'm going to be grabbing this area and pushing it to my liquidity zone, which I believe that we're going to bounce back, coming back in here, flip of the ribbon, and then the smaller trade is the one that I want to take in here. All right. So after said that, let me just clear this up for a second, because it's getting way too messy and I still need to clean this up. So yeah, I mean, I'm not going to be doing my cleaning right here just to bore you guys, but I think an area of re-entry could be right here at 3, what is it there? 3.170, something around those areas. All right, moving out of this, and this is just because I believe we have a lot of things going on the altcoin side. ADA. All right, I have no trade on ADA, just so you know, but I believe that we might be replicating this thing in here and going for now a change of phase. All right, so our first phase was downtrend. All right, this is face down. All right, now then we have maybe a range, and I think we're gonna be going for a phase up. All right, so bounce up, bounce down, swing failure pattern, and up. All right, bounce down, bounce up, swing failure pattern, and then up. So I think we might have something around those lines, especially since we are on the dynamic reactor and we are very close to have a flip of the ribbon. So the next thing I'm going to be showing you, it is a loud order block that we've been eating away slowly. It's still highly bullish, and I think we could be looking at that bottom in here or even where we are right now. So am I telling you and sending you to buy it? Not just now, until we have our flip of the ribbon. So we still need to wait for that flip of the ribbon. By the way, we were expecting a goose head. Goose head played out fantastically. So little redraw, further move to the downside, bigger move to the downside. All right, so goose head nailed it. Was not as high as I was expecting, but it did play out that evil freaking goose. All right, so calling out the pattern all the way at the top. All right, so next areas that I'm going to be looking for, and I'm going to be adding an alerts, it is losing dynamic reactor at 0.84. And then at the bottom of the order block at 8,242. And finally, then to pass it over to you, I want to check out LDO. LDO, there we go. I had a weekend trade, which then ended up playing out. By the way, we played Mortal Kombat 11, man. That was freaking fantastic. Shout out to JR. He was a formidable adversary. And well, then at this point, we're coming back down to a lot of support on the 4 hours, right? We have the huge order block. Let's just get rid of it. We have a falling knife order block. That's how I call them, which actually their name is a little more complicated. It is the volume profile bark magnifier order block by Jacob McAfee. This is one of my favorite indicators. Dynamic reactor. And if you also look closely, we have a blue lining here with a smart money entry. So I'm looking at that area, and let me just change these alerts to put it higher here for a possible reentry. Important. And despite I'm looking at a lot of longs, let me hide everything and go naked here for a second. All right. Look at that. We have a topic here, TP1. Look at our TP2. And we're creating a lower high. So we're creating a lower high. We have a retracement of, what was that retracement? 50%? No, 30% retracement? Almost 50% retracement. Almost there. Creating a lower high. Talking about Fibonacci, let's bring that up. So we know we have our known point. We have our predicted point all the way here, and we're retracing how far down could we be going. Almost to that 50%, climbing to that 30%, but we're not making higher highs. So there's one of two here. Either we're making a higher low and we should be going for a lower low, or we're creating a triangle. I don't want to call it triangle right now because I don't have a real pivot out of to pull something out of. I mean, I could maybe look at this one or look at this nut, right? To do something like that. But to be honest, that's not something that really tells me, like you have a clean water, to see through. But what is a little scary here, it would be losing this big area of support. So if we start losing the 134, I think we're going to go much, much, much lower. So be careful. I'm still going to be aiming for a long here, aiming to my previous highs like this. So that's what I got. I have not covered Bitcoin, but let me know how your morning show went and how your weekend went.
Yeah, man. It's morning show was great. One loss, one win. One loss for $300, one win for 900. So happy days. We caught the bottom, right? So yeah, the weekend was really good. I had my mom visiting for my son's birthday on Thursday, so that was cool. And then I just touched some grass, man. Hung out with the family. But
Love it.
this morning, we got long right here and got stopped out. $300 lost, and we got long right here. $800 win. Okay, I just closed that trade now. Happy days. Happy days. Obviously, we should show our trades. So I have fully closed this now. Beautiful. 881. And then we got to show our losses as well, because that is important, right? Very important, because that's part of trading. This is why you have good R multiples when you trade, right? Risk management is everything. Okay, so make sure you practice it, because if you don't, it's the easiest thing to do in trading, but most people find it the hardest, right? Because greed, right? So be diligent here. So looking for a push, right? Looking for this to continue. Why am I out of the trade? That's generally my full move. Looking for risking 300 to make 900 as a scalper. But yeah, I caught that on the live stream this morning. So what am I looking for? I'm looking for basically a close above 112,500. I want to see us get back above basically 113, but 112,500 by the end of the day. Okay. Why? Well, obviously we had Jerome pump Powell. Then we had the guy sell his Bitcoin, right? Then we had fake out, dump, and now I'm looking for structure to the upside. You can see that we have our first sign of strength, right? We have closed a candle above this high here, right? So we have a break of structure. We are now looking for a higher low and a continuation out. Does that mean we're going to get it? Not necessarily, right? So why do I want us to close above there? When we look at the higher term time frames, what we need to understand is we have SFP on Sunday. Okay, so we have our SFP on Sunday, and then we had Buddy sell his Bitcoin on weekly candle close. What a bastard! He does it right at weekly candle close, right? So you get a very ugly. This would look a lot different if he didn't sell OC. If he didn't sell when he did, we would have a candle close up here at around 115. That would be more of a hammer candle with a big wick, right?
Right.
But Buddy sold literally, like if you look, he sold right at the weekly candle close, right? He sold right here, right? If you go into it, right, he sold at 4 o'clock, right? So 4 o'clock, you dump this much, you're not going to recover back to where you started, right? So we would have had a much bigger wick, big wick energy on that weekly candle. Obviously, we don't now. So it's a different interpretation. But we do know that this is news driven. This is not news driven, but this is one big seller coming in and dumping the market, right? So why do we want to close above 114, 112.50? Because we want to see this wick push up. We want to see candle closing up in the positive here. We want to see that SFP. If we see that if we close up here, we see a nice hammer candle at minimum. If we close any higher, we see, right back into the range. Just like I would treat a 5-minute SFP, right? If we sweep and then we pop back into the range, it's bullish. If we sweep and we fail to close back in the range, we look for continuation down. Okay? Very simple, but that's what I'm looking for right now. But this morning, a couple of good signs. NASDAQ pushing up quite aggressively, okay? SPY pushing up quite aggressively, still looking strong here on both, okay? But for Bitcoin right now, we had a beautiful SFP of the low here. We were looking for it all morning. Literally like perfect double bottom, I guess you would say, right? Tapping that low. And that's where we were looking for. I rushed it a little bit. I did like it though, so this was a setup for me. So for me, we had a doji engulfing. I guess I could have, for me, this doji, so I bought this candle here, right? And I got stopped out for a $300 loss here. For me, I guess I should have wanted it to close above the wick here. But to me, that was sufficient enough looking for a bounce because we rolled over. So I'm not too mad about this trade, considering I did manage my risk well, because I was looking for a breakout retest off you go kind of deal, right? So I knew this morning when looking at price action, we could see that they whenever I see this in the morning, right, you get your move to the upside here. And what you're doing is trapping traders. You're getting people to press buy in here. Then you're getting really dumb people pressing buy in here. Okay, because they send it. It looks like they're going to send it market open, and then they rug you, and then they send it up. So we caught the rug. I was just a bit early here. So I'm not too mad because there's confluence in this area. There's an order block in here. There's a golden pocket, 786 in here. Okay, and there's a candle pattern that I like to trade. So for me, I can't be mad at myself for taking that trade. And I do reward myself for taking the loss appropriately. Then I re-entered down here on the SFP, closing back in, and then off we went, making that money back easy. And that's why having a good R multiple is so important, right? If you can't take a trade here and manage your risk like that, right, and you get stopped out, but then you can re-enter here, same trade, and then you make the full take profit, you know, you're laughing to the bank, right? You're up $600 like I am today. Right? So it's that attitude and that risk management that's allowed me to be profitable today, right? Obviously, we only want to take this trade and we want to go all the way to the moon, but that's not realistic. Couple of good signs. Solana, okay? And we did take that trade over the weekend. That was pretty cool. That was pretty sweet. But Solana is coming into a bounce level right here. A little bit of turbulence. Okay, pretty much down only. So when I see something like this, very easy for a V-shaped recovery, in my opinion. It's just down only. So you know there's shorts all the way through here, and price typically does want to recover those shorts. What's interesting to me right now, we should all be aware of, Bitcoin dominance is making higher highs and higher lows, okay? Bitcoin dominance has come down to our sticky level, okay? We said, this is our sticky level. I've been telling you guys for a while that this area I'm expecting chop. And what I have to anticipate is a push up in dominance. Bitcoin hitting 140,000, okay? But the push up in dominance could be a dump and then Bitcoin hitting 140, okay? It could mean you get that retracement that I'm looking for on on a whole bunch of things, especially ETH. So I expect turbulence in here and then rollover. End of bull run. Okay? So what's interesting is there's a little bit of a pushback here on Bitcoin dominance, meaning there's a bit of rotation into Bitcoin, meaning that alts aren't as strong. I mean, Ethereum all-time highs, right? I mean, we took an Ethereum trade as well from here up, currently in one right now, but meeting resistance, looking to break down, right? Very possible. So be aware of that. What I'm really interested in is Solana. Solana has not hit all-time highs. It's stuck under this like $200 level, 210, 200, right? Psychological level. But it's still, Solana's still 40, 50% off of its highs. Okay? 300 or whatever it hit. Yeah. So for me, Solana needs to go. And what backs that up is the Sol BTC chart. Okay, so Solana came into what is resistance. Okay, so we're looking for a support and resistance flip right now as we're speaking. Okay, I expect Solana to kind of lead the next charge if we're going to get one now. I expect Solana to hold this area. But I do like this higher high being put in by Solana, which tells me that Solana's outperforming Bitcoin recently, okay? So we're looking for a retest and go, okay, holding this area. Bitcoin's obviously pushing right now, but Bitcoin's got some work to do, right? Bitcoin needs to have a little bit of recovery. So you're obviously going to see alts bleed to Bitcoin right now. Or they go up in tandem. They go up together, right? If you look at Solana here, Solana's still trying to push, right? But this looks good. This higher high gives me confidence that Solana wants to go. And then you look for Solana to do what? Come back and retest the lows of the Bitcoin pairing, and then get acceptance into the range, and then push to the highs. Very simple. Okay. But this is Wyckoff-esque, right? You got your spring. Okay. You got your little flag consolidation and trying to push here, right? So a nice accumulation in here, nice SFP of the low, and off you go. But you can see there's clear strength in Solana right now. So for Bitcoin, like I said, want to get above that, one. I would like to see it get back to where it was trading, right? So I want to see it get back up to here, where we got that dump, 114. But any sort of push in today in a daily candle close into this evening above, let's call it 113. Anything above 113 will look good on a daily time frame. It will give us a nice wick and a nice candle like that, right? So we're looking for the hammer candle to form on the daily. So that's kind of my plan right now. Other than that, with Bitcoin right now, we have clearly broken structure. Okay. So what does that mean? We are looking for the retest and go. We are looking for this anywhere in here, right? I would like to see a top form before we do that. Even on the 5-minute here, you can see we still haven't really formed a top. This could be an SFP. So we want to see this low lost. We want to see and then bounce. That's where we're looking to get long now. Nice retest of orb this morning. I believe this is orb. Is it orb? No, we haven't even retest orb yet. So yeah, this is kind of like hopium right now. I don't touch stuff like this. I would wait for orb retest. Where's VWAP? Yeah. So we had a VWAP slap and go here. I'd like to see a little bit lower, but that's just me. Patience right now will prevail. Right? We're up today. We don't want to give it back. So be patient in here. Sorry, are we long in Sol? Would you use fibs to find that level? For the retest in here? So you can. That's just an added layer of confluence, right? So if I'm looking at this, I would pull up my liquidity levels, my order blocks. I'm always looking for key levels, so I'd pull swing high to swing low if we get that, right? And we can look in here. So there's your golden pocket retracement level, depending if that high holds, okay? But then you got an order block in there, right? So I'd probably prefer the 786 now, right? VWAP and orb is up in here. Retest to previous highs is also here. So I'm also interested in here, okay? So depending on how price reacts in these areas, right? That's how I'm going to trade it always, right? Like we can plan our areas of confluence, right? And then we got to wait for price to kind of tell us which way it wants to go. And then we got to make a decision based on that price action. Okay. This to me is pretty aggressive. So I would expect this to be recovered. Unless this is the bottom. If this is the bottom, then they're not going to really give you a chance to get in. That's the only time where they don't give you a chance, right? If you go back and look, unless you were with me on Friday and you caught the low, they don't necessarily give you a chance to get back in, right? And you can see this all throughout price action. It's always like that, right? It's just they send it pretty quick. So we prepare for that, but patience is going to be king in this area. A little bit of patience. We'll see what we get. But for now, I'm just looking for Bitcoin to reclaim this range, getting up, 114. If we can do that, then we're cooking. If not, 107.5. Okay? 107.5. Okay, we have a perfect retest right now of this area in here. So if we look here, let's just pull some volume over so we can see. So there's a lot of support in here. that would be defending. So my 3 levels, 107.5, where we're trading right now, and then obviously 105. Okay, these 3 levels is where I'm looking for defense. The problem is if we lose this, if we lose these highs and we get acceptance into here, we're range bound, guys. That's the problem. So we would, unless we pop out of here quickly, we're going to chop in here, which would mean December for me instead of October, November. That's what it would mean. If we lose these lows and we get acceptance in here, we're most likely going to wait. As long as we don't lose 98, we're still in good nick. Okay? But for now, we have not changed structure on a higher term time frame except for Jerome Powell pump, okay? So our golden pocket order block right here, liquidity level. This is where we're looking, okay? Very simple. 107.5. If this, then that. Right now, Bitcoin's pushing. Great. Still looking for a higher low, okay? So we know where we're looking. We're prepared, but it's, like I said, I want to see that daily candle push above these lows here. We're basically there right now. So we want to see it close here, above here. If we can close above here, looking good. Doesn't mean we can't get, a higher low and go. But if we look at structure, we had a 4-hour structure change here. We've lost structure on the 4 hours again. Structure has suggested we're down. So what should we be looking for in here? Right? Until structure changes on a higher term time frame, which right now, this is your high. We got to get above 116 basically. We need a candle close above 116 on the 4 hour, right? You can get into the weeds here and say, oh, this is a high. Got 2 candles on the 1 hour. Okay. So that's a 1 hour market structure change, maybe here too, right? So you can get up here and go. But look at this. This is acceptance back into the range, right? Right now we're deviating away from the range. So it's got some work to do. I would expect right now, expectation order flow would be a higher low and continuation up because we've changed structure on a 15-minute time frame. And then our next target is this high. If we can get above that high and close above that high, that's an hourly candle change, so we can look for a retest, and then we target this guy. Okay? This is why time is so important, right? So 50-minute structure change, cool. Where do we target? Retest to previous lows. What are we doing? Retesting previous lows. Why did I take this trade from here to here and close my trade? That's why. Okay, short-term time trading, right? If it's OC, he's probably targeting either this high or this high because he's on a 1 hour, 4 hour time frame. He's okay waiting for this to retest and go. He's got the time for that. Me, I'm crazy. I ain't got time for that. Okay. I get the entry and like, dude, there's so many times where I'm like, I got long here, right? Or I got long here, or I got long here, and price is fucking up here. But it's like 4 days later, man. Like I've taken 20 trades by then,
Yeah.
So it very depends on your time frame and your strategy, right? This is why trading is so unique and so powerful, right? For me, I like to come to the charts, press the buttons for a couple hours, and then fuck off. That's me. For you, you might want to just sit and chill. Maybe you're at work. Maybe you take the long from this morning. Got a nice little buffer zone here. You're looking to come and take that high there. That's a great trade setup, right? What you can do, and what OC does all the time now, I've noticed, is you could take my scalp entry and you can turn it into a swing trade, right? And I'll be out, and OC's just chilling, man. Right?
It's been working,
That's
bro.
great, man. It works, bro. Right? Look at that Solana trade, bro.
Oh,
Which one was
yeah.
it? This one here, I think we took. That was crazy, right?
Yeah.
But that's it, right? To each his own. Right? To each his own. So that's what we're looking for right now. Hopefully that helps you guys.
Absolutely, guys. So let's cut a little short today. The class, unless you guys have some requests. So I see Puddle typing. So what's up, guys? Right now we're gonna be opening just a series of Q&A. If you guys have any questions, also if you're new and want to learn how to set up your indicators, let me know. I'll point you out of the correct videos in tomorrow's Q&A. So going to the charts, configure them based on where we point you out today. Write down all of your questions, and tomorrow, bam, 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 start just copy and paste them, copy and paste them. We're gonna be more than happy to show you guys, to answer any and all of your questions. But I see, Puddle, let me know. I saw you typing. I want to encourage you to ask your question or to request anything. I mean, that's what we're here for, right? So I also see Gare. What's up, Gare? How's it going? Bro, I'm in IMX long. Is it was safe to hold it? Let's take a look at that then. Let me check that out. All right, so let's go over here and IMX. So let's check out IMX. Let me know your entry and your entry point and your stop loss. Why I wasn't able to get it? Oh, here it is. All right. Entry, let's go for that. All right, so entry price 0.5529 and your stop loss, it's at, oh, it seems like you're good to go. And your stop loss, it's at 0.5424. Oh, it's pretty tight. All right, so you might be on lower time frames, isn't it? Let me know what's your time frame that you're trading. I'm guessing the 30 minutes, not quite percent sure, not quite 100% sure. 15 minutes. All right, so not that far away. All right, so let me go over that really quickly. You're into along your entries right here. We're coming back down. What I see here is that we could be forming a trend line in here. Something important. Looking for longs at this area might be a little dangerous because we are below the dynamic reactor. Something important is also that our strength is going low as we were supposed to be going bullish. So I would say keep it, or I mean, if you're already in, or keep it until you start losing your trend line. That's what I'll do. So your long position will be saying, I don't know, somewhere around here. Your stop loss, it's right there. So yeah, I mean, I would advise, well, not financial advice, but I will go for this trend line right there. But this is not the end of the analysis. Let me just add a couple of alerts in here. All right. So other stuff on the analysis is that we do have a support in here and a support all the way down to your stop loss. So I don't know if this is part of your plan or if you can. I would protect my stop loss a little bit below that support area. All right. So if that doesn't mess with your risk reward ratio, I would expand it a little bit. All right. Just in case we have a double bottom, all right, and you decide to hold it past this area, but I would actually cut it and then look for another entry somewhere around here, all right? That's what I would do in a personal matter, all right? But nonetheless, if you want to keep it as is, I would extend just a little bit my stop loss just below this, right below my previous low, just to give that security level on that stop loss. So much as safe to hold it, I would say, well, not that much, but also there's no like red flags other than, I mean, look at your RSI prime. We're topping in here, right? Other area that we've been seeing that it's right here where we come back down and then we come back up, right? But that will be implying coming back to the support zone. Let me see if I have anything else in here leading the way. Like, for example, my VRVP. Let's see if that calls out for something interesting. Nothing really until this area right here where we have a smart money entry. So I would say to hold it until your trend line. What would you think, Alex, in this case scenario? What is your opinion?
For me, mm, I'd look to re-enter probably. Looks like I don't know. Bitcoin looks toppy right now, so I think if Bitcoin looks toppy and dominance is going up, that means that Bitcoin's looking for a retracement. So you should be looking for a retracement as well. That's kind of how I would treat it.
Yeah, absolutely. So something like this. But
Yeah.
I mean, or a further retracement, right? So if you want to hold it, I would say just better wait. I mean, hold it, or if you really want to hold it until the trend line.
If you lose
And
that low, you should close it though. I think your stop loss should come up higher.
oh, so you're saying your stop loss should be higher.
Just below that low.
Oh, I see. I
That trend
see.
line below that low. Yeah.
All right, perfect. So look at that. A little bit of a different approach, but we all both are looking at this trend line. So
Little
yeah,
wiggle room too, of course.
of course. Perfect.
Just for
Let's
OC.
go. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Dun, 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 dun. Let's see. Also, you have a question for you, Alex. One way says, Alex, do you think about using the daily VWAP preset on a second orb type setup, using the first 30 minutes for a high, low, and then trail like orb?
So a 30-minute orb, you're saying? Is that what you're saying one way? So for me, I've only tested the 15-minute orb. If you're going to use another one, it's called initial balance, and that's the 1 hour candle. So I wouldn't use the 30-minute. I haven't back tested the 30-minute. But the 1 hour is called initial balance, and a lot of people use that as well. I haven't back tested initial balance. I've only back tested the orb, the 15-minute candle, so I can't say that I would use that unless you go through and back test it and check how it acts. For me, I back tested the orb for like almost 6 months, so I'm pretty rigorous before I use anything new. So I would go back and see how it behaves, and then go from there. Hopefully that makes sense. Because yeah, if you're like looking at you're picking it apart, right? So if you go 30-minute here and you go your first 30-minute candle, right? You got this one right here, right? So that's your 30-minute candle. Retest in here. Like I haven't tested it, right? So I can't say with confidence how you would look to use it. I have seen people use the 1 hour candle, okay? And now you would go from the open of the 30 or the low of the 30 right here. So it would be this one down here. And then this one up here. There's your 1030, this high up here. And I even have an initial balance symbol. But I haven't tested this one yet. So be careful. Test it. Test it again, then test it in different environments: uptrends, downtrends, bear markets, bull markets, sideways markets. And then put on risk.
Nice. Love it. Love it. All right, guys. So, I see. IOSX. What's up, brother? Long time no see. Welcome. Welcome. DB Cooper. What's up, bro? Welcome back. So, guys, this is going to be it for today's session. Be patient today. Remember, usually it's a little bit shaky on Mondays. Most likely, Tuesdays, we're going to have a confirmed direction. We're also gonna be seeing a couple of things playing out throughout the week on numbers of the FOMC. We'll see how those goes, and well then be patient. And as always, see you guys tomorrow. Alex, thank you so much for stopping by.
Take care, guys.